Hey folks, it's autumn in paradise, the leaves are falling, and I just got done installing this lawnmower cab on my Kubota. What you're looking at is a MTD Snow cab that came with a bonus sunshade that I got off of Rona for 350 bucks Canadian dollars. This is the best budget option that I could come up with. DIY was looking too expensive, and I just don't have the time to do it right now. There's those Burco Universal cabs that, in my opinion, I think are just hideous, and at least up here they're about $1,000. Original tractor cabs, which is my third kind of option I was looking at. Checked on Marketplace, no luck. They're pretty sweet. They've got a hard windshield, hinged doors, and the rest of it's a soft cab, sort of like this thing. But brand new, they're about 1,500 bucks. And in my opinion, hard cabs make servicing the tractor too difficult. And that's what I tell myself, because I don't think I'll ever be able to afford one. Other than a couple tweaks that I'm about to go over, this is how it came out of the box. I mounted the front of the frame with L brackets and bolts straight through the floor. Out back, I cut and drilled some 1.5-inch flat stock, mounted it at the ROPS, then bolted the bottom of the hoop to it. Since I mounted this up on the floor pan and not down on the frame as intended, because this is a Kubota and not a garden tractor, it ends up sitting a little higher than it's supposed to. So to kind of correct that a little bit, I ended up using one of these pipe cutting tools, and I cut about 1 inch out of all of the poles to kind of shrink it down some. And of course, I had to re-drill all my holes. Decent sunshade. Mesh on the back is a nice touch. Pretty awesome that this is included. Just the frame and the sunshade alone is almost worth a $350, especially if you've ever looked at the price of these tractor shades. It's got these sort of tent poles on the top, which give it a dome. All right, let's get the snow cab installed. And the snow cab in all its glory. That last part of the video, I'll speed it up, but the actual time it took me to install it was 4.5 minutes. I decided to install it over the sunshade, which I didn't see anything in the instructions saying you couldn't do it or shouldn't, but I just don't need something else to keep track of. So I decided to just leave it on. If anything, maybe it'll give me a little bit of extra protection on the top there with snow and such. Also, hopefully come spring, I won't forget that I left it up there. Considering this cab is nearly box stock, I think it fits pretty darn good. Fits the back just about perfectly. There's a clip which I was able to stick onto this bar that normally the seat would hook onto when you flip it around to operate the hoe. On the sides, it has more clips that don't reach the fender. Not that big of a deal. If I really wanted to, I could get some of those tarp poles and kind of extend it that way. It misses the floor by about, I don't know, 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches, which is a bit of a drag because it's got these magnets. Up at the dash, same sort of deal, couple inches. I put a rope through here. It came with a bungee, absolute trash, threw it in the garbage. And then I just put some paracord through it and tied it down there. With a little more effort, I could shorten the poles to close this gap. But for now, I'm just going to leave it and call that ventilation. Besides, since I'm using this for snow removal, a little extra bonus airflow will help with drying it out. Couple shots from inside. I'd say the window clarity is halfway between scratch glasses and a shower curtain. If you're 5'8", you'll have about 1.5 feet of headroom. Plenty comfortable, completely stops the wind. Sun shining through warms it up like a greenhouse. Good access to all the controls. No problem there. Foot pedal is unobstructed by my pole. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm operating this thing, I always prefer to go under and hook it with my toe. Am I the only one that does that? I find using the heel, it's just way too jerky. I find I have a lot better control. Couple more little bonus close-ups here. Decent amount of space around the back of the seat. And I'm thinking in the future, I might add some zips to here so I can roll this up and be able to flip my seat around and get at my backhoe controls. I think that'd be pretty cool if I ever, I don't know, decide to dig a hole in the rain. All right, I had to try it out. On second thought, just by unzipping the sides, about a foot short of the top, there's enough material here to drape it over the levers and to be able to flip my chair around. So yeah, without adding zips back here, you can operate your hoe. As long as you don't mind the fabric rubbing on your hands, it's definitely doable. Well, I think this thing turned out pretty sweet. Now I just need some snow or rain or intense sun or a lot of cold weather. Cheers, folks. Good luck. I'm just going to do a close-up walk around for anybody who wants extra detail. I'm clipped up here on the front. Clipped on here again at the back. And then clipped again on this side. Ropes tied onto that. Same on the other side. I took my ROPS off, but it looks like it would clear, certainly widthways, and I measured it, and it should clear based off my measurements by about 3 inches. So you can run your ROPS.